reveal its deepest and darkest secrets.
It's Queen City Confessions with Miguel and Holly. Hits 96.1.
If you have a confession you want to get off your chest, text us. Put the word hits with your confession and send it to 96893. You'll remain anonymous.
Here's the first Queen City confession. I was at a friend's Halloween party this weekend. Had a lot of tequila shots.
Oh.
I dropped my vape in the toilet. I fished it out. I think I'm laying off drinking for a while. That's probably wise.
That's everybody says that after the weekend. And then 2 weeks later, you're like, okay.
I'm curious, what have you dropped in a toilet? Call us up. 1-844-HIT-961.
1-844-448-7961 or text hits and your message to 96893. I'm curious what lengths you went to find your vape because I feel like people are very addicted to their vape.
Mm-hmm.
And this probably isn't the most extreme.
True. I've always thought too, because when I'm at home and doing stuff, I'll have my AirPods in and I always take them out before I go to the bathroom because I'm like, I don't know if I would be able to like reach in there, and especially if you've been using the toilet
and had not yet flushed or whatever.
Yeah, I'd be like, well, that's just a loss we're gonna have to bear. I'm just not gonna have to have any AirPods for a while because
you could put a glove on and you just
this is why I don't work in the medical field for a reason.
Okay.
Here's another Queen City confession. I got married over Labor Day weekend. I would never want to tell anyone this, even my amazing new husband. I'm having a really hard time with no longer being the center of everyone's attention. I feel like this makes me a bad person.
It doesn't. I mean, that is a very difficult transition to make, both for, I feel like, marriages, or not marriage, but weddings and babies. Because it's so hyper-focused on all things you. And also there's an excuse when you're getting married and when you're pregnant where you're like, well, I'm the bride or I'm the pregnant lady. And then after that event is over, it's kind of like it's a come down. So that feeling is probably very normal.
I co-sign 100% agree with you. I got married in January of 2022. Holly married my husband and I. We went on our honeymoon after that. A week later, we left our job in Florida. And then 2 weeks later, we were here in North Carolina where we didn't know anybody.
And nobody cared that you just got married.
Nobody cared that we had just gotten married. So trust me when I tell you, I 100% understand. And I didn't realize at the time because there had been so much change in our lives at that moment that was one of the reasons that was making me kind of depressed at that time. Because you just go from it is a feeling like you'll never describe or understand. Because surprisingly, obviously where we are in the limelight because of this job, but I'm quickly to push Holly or producer Kelvin in the limelight because I like shining it on other people. And so having everybody focus on you for so long, it is kind of addicting and alluring. And you're like, well, this is kind of nice because everyone wants to know what you want.
Checking in. What do you need? What do you want? And then all of a sudden it's done.
Right. So I completely understand. Here's the last Queen City confession. After being missing from my college best friends for a few years, after getting married and having my first child, we all just took a weekend trip to Savannah. I'm the first to get married and have children, so I knew I was going to feel a bit out of place because I'm in a different life stage. What I didn't understand is my friend's obsession with designer handbags that cost thousands. It just seems so overrated and a waste to me. Maybe because I'm worried about paying for my daughter's college someday.
It's a different life stage.
Yeah, it's a different life stage.
It's a different life stage, but that's valid. You know, it's valid. You're like, what are you doing? But everybody's got their thing.
I'm curious, what's a thing in your mind that people love that you think is overrated? So this woman obviously thinks that designer handbags that cost a lot of money is super overrated, but her friends obviously love it. Right. So what's something that you feel is overrated, but other people love? Call us up 1-844-HIT-961.
1-844-448-7961 or text hits and your message to 96893.